Victor joins us this morning, working from home. That's what we've just been talking about. Yes. How are you this morning?
I'm very well. It's a miserable grey day, but I'm trying to see the sunshine.
Well, that's right. It is. It's not very good outside, I have to say. So, what would you like to talk about today? Because a little birdie tells me that it's your birthday today, and I'm sort of. I put in the number 28, and you said you'd stick with that. So, you happy with that?
Yeah, we'll go with. You know what? Honestly, birthdays are. I think when it's your kids or your parents or they're significant.
Yeah.
I love them. It's great. I love giving presents. I love making people cakes. It's awesome. When it comes to my own birthday, it's just another day to me. Like I sort of a number I could be in my 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. It's not going to change the way I act. I'll still think that I'm,
just who you are.
Fit and young enough to go and run up Mount Kilimanjaro, and I'll continue to do that until my body stops me. So it's just another day. But we got a weekend planned away, which will be nice.
That's right. That's all right. The other thing is there are a number of people, for whatever reason, they get certain ages and they go, oh, I'm 30, I can't do 30, or I can't do 40, or whatever it is. But it's not as if that you can do anything about it, is it? It is what it is. And so you just got to go with it, to be perfectly honest. So...
yeah, I mean, I'm not entirely sure what the big deal is about the naught numbers, like the 20, the 30, the 40, the 50, the 60. They're all considered this sort of huge element a huge milestone. And some people, I think when you get to maybe the 60 mark, it's just about having your friends and family really spoiling you, which is brilliant. Up until that point, I think women especially tend to have a bit of a panic about these numbers, as if we should have completed X, Y, and Z by the time we are 30, or we should be in this position by the time we're 40. And there seems to be a big comparison about, oh, well, all my friends have done this and they're all, paid off their mortgages, or they've all settled down with kids, or whatever it might be, and I haven't. And time is ticking away. But I think we stress too much about a number. We all do things at the time that works for us, and life is linear in the sense that we're all just going forward, but it's not linear in the sense that it doesn't mean just because you've passed your 30s suddenly you can't do things that maybe other people did back then.
Right.
Once my kids are grown up and out this house, I plan to take a gap year.
Yeah.
I plan to say, right, jack this in for a year and go traveling to every country in the world.
So you'll become your time then.
Yeah, exactly. So, a gap year is traditionally 18, 19. I never did it. It's something that I wish that I had done. I made the choice not to. It doesn't mean that I can't make the choice to do it at another stage in my life. Okay. So I think, numbers essentially are irrelevant. Some people think I'm 10 years older than I am. Another person ID'd me at the co-op. So it doesn't really mean anything. I think it's just about how you feel, isn't it?
And it's also perception as well, so it doesn't really matter. So how do you think birthdays then affect people with their normal regime? Like if we talk about today, do you think that people think that they get to a certain age and they don't have to worry about what they eat or how they go about their day-to-day lives? Do you think that has an impact to a certain extent? Well, I've got to this age, so therefore I don't need to bother. Would that come into it?
I think that only happens when you potentially... feel free, listeners, to correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that doesn't potentially happen until maybe 50s, 60s onwards, where potentially there is a thought at maybe like 60, 65, you're retired. Well, what's today? Refired, not retired, National Day or something.
Yes.
Where you sort of retired and think, well, I might as well just carry on as I am, and it's too late, etc., etc. I don't think the too late mentality kicks in until potentially like you're of retired age, maybe not working anymore. I think until that point, people are still really wanting to do things about their health and fitness. But I genuinely think as you age, there's just more. There's
Yep.
more responsibility. There are potentially more children. There's more house, in the sense that maybe you've got a bigger house, so it takes more looking after. You are just further along the line than a 20-year-old in terms of your life, and therefore your priorities, responsibility, and what's dependent on you tends to just in general be more. So you lose yourself in the midst of trying to juggle absolutely everything. And that's where I think we tend to let ourselves go. I say that in air quotes because it's a bit of an iffy statement. But I think that's where it comes in. It's not because people don't want to, it's just because so much stuff is thrown at us on a life basis. And you know, if you want the bigger house, let's say we all want to get on the property ladder, and then we all want to sort of upgrade as we go. If you want the bigger house, then you need to have more finances coming in. If you need more finances coming in, you've got to potentially take a more high paying job, which requires potentially management or more supervisory role, or there's more riding on your shoulders. As your children grow, there are more challenges. As little ones, yes, they're difficult, and I say this with 3 and 5, yes, they're difficult, but they're not, you know, applying for university positions. They're not out on the streets with me worrying sick about what's happening to them. They're not out on the lash and me having to get up at 2 a.m. to go and find them.
Yeah.
You know, there's various things that come along just as you age that are a natural part of life. And unfortunately, it tends to mean that we kind of forget ourselves.
So for you then, for the work that you do helping people, does that come into it at all? Do you tailor what you do to people's age groups, or do you tailor it to an individuality, or do you get people maybe come to you and they're a little reticent because they've reached a certain milestone? How does that work when you're with your clients?
I haven't had anyone particularly reticent because of an age or a milestone. I mean, if someone felt that their age was a blocker, they potentially wouldn't come to me in the first place.
Okay.
If they did, it's then, you know, on me to actually help them see past that. Why do you feel that age means something? In terms of the way that I work with clients, first and foremost, it's just the individual. That same individual could be 20 or 70. It's the individual that matters in the situation. However, there are certain things that change as the ages change. So, for instance, today I'm actually going to be giving out copies of my Healthy at Every Age book. So if anyone wants a copy, just message me on Facebook. But there are certain things that do change to the body as we age. So in terms of, I work with a lot of women, almost predominantly women going through the menopause or perimenopausal. The hormone change that happens then is hugely different to working with a woman who's 25. They need different sleep patterns, they need different nutrition levels, different vitamin levels. Everything is different, and to ignore that would just be remiss. So it's individual first, but age does play a factor, just because we've got to understand that our bodies do change. Mm-hmm. And as they change, we need to give them the best possible start to, you know, continue developing.
Okay. So what, for you, for your birthday today, has anything come to the fore? I know you say that you don't sort of worry about the age and so, but it's a day to still be celebrated in some way. And perhaps from your children, your husband and other people's point of view, perhaps they might like to do something for you. So you then have to be accept to that. Otherwise you could offend somebody, even though you think, I don't really give a monkey's how old I am. But thanks for the chocolate or the pizza, whatever it happens to be. So you mentioned cake earlier. Have you made cake?
I haven't made cake. Now, when it comes to my birthdays, I am fully aware, and I love the fact that my birthday is pretty much for my children now. So it's about what they want to do. So, you know, making me cards, drawings, you know, getting presents that I'm pretty sure Dad got, but it's
really?
from.
You think?
Yeah, maybe. But The thing that I do like about my birthday is the fact that it allows other people to feel the way that I feel when it's their birthday. Yeah. I love giving. I love seeing someone smile for whatever it is, whether it's something bought or something homemade or a cake or whatever it might be. And it's the same, you know, my kids always ask me, how many are you? And I say, oh, I'm 32 today. And then the reaction is, oh, so you're super old, mummy. And I'm like, yep, okay, that's cool. That's cool. But they love it. I always get some sort of picture and drawing. I haven't made cake. My children's ability to make cake right now is slightly lacking. But they did make me cereal, which was lovely. Yeah. So, you know, didn't quite put the candle in it, but the sentiment was there.
Okay. All right. So, but you're still working as normal today. You're not taking the day off. And because you sort of work on your own, you won't be buying people cream cakes, which is rather sad, to be perfectly honest. But there you go. I've got a message here from Ray. Ray's just sent in a message. Hang on. Let me see if I can bring it. Oh, yes. The older I get, the more precious the time is. Also, I feel I've paid my dues. So now I worry less about what people think and concentrate more on my goals. That's Ray in Stevenage.
Absolutely. I think the one thing that we learn as we get older is that other people's opinions really don't matter, in the sense that, yes, if you've got friends and family around you, you want them to love you, you want to love them, you want to treat each other as equals with respect, and you don't want to upset anyone. However, the way you feel in yourself, your body, the way you look, the things that you want to do, that's you. Your feelings are absolutely yours and valid and should never be dictated to by an external force, regardless of whether that's a stranger, whether it's a friend, family member, or Instagram. You know, I think when we're younger, everybody's opinion seems to have an impact on our day-to-day feeling. And it's one of the benefits of getting older is saying, you know what, this is who I am, this is who I'm going to be, and I love you all dearly, but these are my decisions. So yeah, I'm totally in agreement with Ray. Definitely stick to your own goals, and love to hear what they are.
Okay, all right. And all Hugh can say, Hugh Vale, who's on Wednesday afternoons, he just said it's nice and sunny here in the Wirral, which doesn't really help us in any way. And he's got a coffee on the go, which, you know, that's about it.
Well, you did say it was also National Barista Day, so I've got my coffee.
I did say that. And you said to me off air, really, how long have you known that? I only found out today. Well, look, it's been a pleasure talking to you, but I know we made some minor changes, but I've got to do this because this is the way forward, because it is your birthday today, and looking splendiferous as normal, if that is even a word. Good luck with the rest of the day, and how is it people get hold of you again, if you can just remind people?
So you can either email me, which is Rita at the Health and Fitness Coach. You can send me a WhatsApp or a message on 077-6969-0679, or just look up Rita Trotter on Facebook, and there I am.
There you are, with your jazz hands.
Yeah. With my jazz hands.
With your jazz hands. Listen, have a great day. Enjoy whatever is coming to you. But as it's your birthday, we'll finish with this, and we say happy birthday. Enjoy, and we'll speak to you next week. All right, take care.
Happy birthday to you.